Welcome to the post-game show of Game 4, Hookline Sinkers versus Love Yas. Well, Kelsey, that was a controversial game.
Yeah, and it's very surprising. Obviously, the controversy in the game, which will be well versed by us.
Yeah.
But
yes,
very interesting to see Love Yas go down 0-2 in this tournament, because this is the team we were talking about in their last post game. There was a lot of frustration in that post game press conference. A lot of that anger directed towards Trev. So maybe when Trev is back on the other side of the floor, that anger will flourish. But very interesting to see the competitive Nikki Cass as the leader of that team and for them to go down 0-2.
I definitely don't think that Love Yas is a bad team. I think that they have the talent and the ability to win. I think that there's just been some emotional moments in both of these times we've watched them play, and those have kind of not worked out in their favor. But we have Chris Rose and Daren Sammy on standby, and they are going to discuss this more. Guys?
Well, Daren Sammy, another one-run exciting game. In my opinion, this game was really won in the first inning. Love Yas in the top of the first did not score enough. And then things really changed on that controversial call where Drew Davis said that Rusty was throwing a curveball. They would have recorded an out. And it just felt like Love Yas never really recovered defensively after that.
Yeah, that knocked the sting out of them. And, it was Drew who really they hit about 5 consecutive boundaries after that incident and really knocked the sting out of Love Yas. But, look, it's been a fun day. It's been a fun day. The guys have turned up.
The intensity, there's no question.
The intensity was there, the action was there, the strategy was there, and some teams have shown that they're the team to beat.
Well, look, if you look at the big picture here, we've played 4 games so far in the regular season. We had 1 blowout win by Pinstripe Strong, but other than that, we had 2 one-run games and like a 3-run game or something like. We're talking about walk-off wins, things very tight. And that just means come playoff time, I don't care whether you're 2-0 or you're 0-2. There's not going to be any upsets, in my opinion.
Well, what matters in the next round is how you play, not what you've done before. Because everybody's still in with a chance. And cricket, like I said last year, is a game of shifting fortunes and glorious uncertainties.
Ooh, I like that a lot. Are you a writer?
No, I'm not.
Well, maybe you should be. Let's sign him to a book deal, everybody. Our first John Boy Media book deal with the legendary Daren Sammy. Good job by Hookline Sinkers taking on Love Yas. And for more, let's send it down to Kelsey with our star of the game.
Down here with BBD, fresh off of a walk-off win for Hookline Sinkers. Just take me through that at bat. You knew that you had to get 4. And you got it.
Well, the way, particularly before the keeper, they were playing to pull the whole way. So just trying to think inside out the whole way, and you'll catch some boundaries, and it worked out this time.
What do you think allowed you guys to win this match?
We went out and made some big plays when we needed to. We pitched confidently. We threw very few wide balls. We made very few mistakes. I'm really happy to be here.
If not you, on your team, who do you think had the best game?
Drew was incredible, playing that up the middle defense and giving us some length up there. Jolly and I obviously lack in that department. That's just biology. And he hit, he ran, he played defense, and he threw a bunch of straight pitches that were strikes when we needed them.
You hit, you ran, you played defense, and you pitched well. He's talking about others, but BBD is our player of the game. BBD, congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much, Kelsey.
Game 4 highlights starting in the bottom of the first. Hookline Sinker up striking, and they got some boundaries. And truthfully, it's not going great for Love Yas defensively.
Oh, right through the legs. It's a sandwich.
Love Yas just could not catch a break defensively, and we see that in the score. 57-28 going into the second, but Rusty makes up for his defensive mistakes with back-to-back sixes. 81-57, the chase is on. 25 to get, BBD said, that's nothing. He's swinging the bat better than most and ends up pulling out a victory.
Game, set, and match. It was a no contest.
Hookline Sinker pulls out the victory, 82-81. Let's hear from Love Yas in the press room on what went wrong defensively.
I think there's always gonna be a little fun controversy in the warehouse. That's the fun part about the warehouse, about all of us being serious and trying to win. But at the same time, like, Rusty will get into the controversy, but ultimately they hit the fuck out of us. Like, you give them credit where Hookline hit the shit out of us. So, Rusty, what do you got?
What I got, like, foremost from my side, a little disappointed. Shouldn't get carried away in the moment like that, but as he alluded to, it just shows that you care. You're in it to win it, and at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with it. I'll stick to my advice. Relax, enjoy the game of sport that you're playing. That's always good advice. What it does leave us with now is there's still a clear window and a pathway to the final. We prefer to make our mistakes here when it doesn't really matter and get it right when it does, and that's what we intend to do tomorrow.
I got nothing else to say.
Nothing else to say. Thank you.
We're good. We'll see you at the finals.
Thank you.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
You want to take it, Drew? Yeah, it was impressive. We were good.
Anything else?
Jazz had a great game on the mound. Thought he bowled really well. Drew, we took some really level swings when we were together in the first inning, but obviously, story of the game, player of the game, BBD, played insanely well, carried us at the end, had some really nice swings in that last inning that kind of took the edge off, because I told him when we went out there, I don't want to hit this inning, I want you guys to get it done. You got it done.
And Lovya's a good opponent.
Good opponent, great opponent.
We had to be perfect.
Yeah.
Drew, are you scared of Rusty because he seemed angry?
Very scared. I didn't want to do it. I told Ref Nate that I really didn't want to do it, and he was like, "Well, was it a curve?" And I said, "Yes." And I didn't really want to be a part of it after that.
I mean, that happens 5 pitches later. It was right after he just got the warning, so.
We had people in the crowd that were kind of doing the same motion as us. I saw Trev doing it, Jimmy doing it.
I was like,
it wasn't just Drew, kind of pushing an agenda or whatever. But yeah, it's a tough thing to ask because it's awkward. But
I just made sure that when I was pitching, I just like made sure it was straight because I didn't want to start throwing stuff and then it'd be like, well, you complained that it was curvy, now you're throwing curvy.
Jay, if you want to take this one.
It was pretty good. I mean, this is the first time I'm playing this format. I had a great time, and I'm glad I'm a part of this team. I mean, you all are amazing, and then I feel like teamwork is very important in any sport, and I think when Drew got hit for some sixes, and we were still backing him no matter what. Like, as I said, win or lose, we play together.
Right.
We win together, we lose together. I think that's our strength, and you'll see more of that tomorrow as well.
Jay, when you committed to this tournament, what did you think you were signing up for, and what have you found out that you signed up for?
I had no idea, to be honest, but I'm glad that I came here, and then I'm having a great time, and I'm making new friends, and hopefully we can continue this relationship, and whenever you all need me, I'll be here.
Hell yeah.
That was awesome. Okay, so now you've heard from both of the teams. It was very interesting to see Jazz Curran and Rusty, both of the Major League cricketers on either team, really figure it out as they went throughout this game. But another great matchup here from our warehouse in Jersey City. We're getting ready for Game 5 here. It should be a pretty good matchup. Hookline Sinkers, the wild card, Jazz Curran. Really good on the mound, has a nice bat, was sacrificing what we would call in baseball a sacrifice bunt to get Jolly back up to the plate. He plays with a high cricket ball and play league IQ. Jazz Curran has been somebody who's really stood out to me this tournament.
Really interesting game between a pair of 1-0 teams. You got Forgotten Rotten, you got Hookline Sinkers. A lot is on the line. The winner not only remains undefeated, but will be the 1 seed and also gets a bye. So a lot at stake here. Both these teams took care of Lovya's. I certainly think that Hookline was the more impressive of the two teams, though, right?
Yes, they waited a long time to play, but they looked like they gathered all the information needed to go out and execute at this warehouse. And their defense was really good, and then they had some solid hitters. And that's what you need in this tournament.
We like to call those guys strikers in the cricket world. I just
Oh.
want to make sure you know that.
I wanted to say batters.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh, look at you going with the blitz ball stuff. I like you, Daren. Over here, Daren Sammy. Good work on that. And, it's always interesting. We've had some of the guys make the transition now from blitz ball. We're going to see 2 of the stars here today, Trevor Plouffe of Forgotten Rotten, Drew Davis, the young kid out of Michigan for Hookline Sinkers. Drew really impressed us, not only as a striker, but we found out how important it is to be stellar on defense as well. He made a couple of really good plays in the first round.
He did. And I enjoyed watching it. We were up here just complimenting how well he pitched, how well the fielding and everything was just solid. And they get a chance to fight for the first spot.
So in our sports, whether it's baseball or blitzball or whatever, we would call that like a 5-tool player, meaning that he can hit for power, he can run, he can play defense, he can throw.
So in our sport, we see that's an all-rounder.
An all-arounder?
Yeah.
Were you an all-arounder?
I was an all-rounder.
Hell yeah, over here. Come here, my man. Somebody was an all-rounder.
You know what stood out to me is the fact that Forgotten Rotten had a different player on their team than they do today. They actually are introducing a new teammate, Matt, which just so happens to be Luke O'Brien's roommate. So that is an interesting storyline and a twist. I wonder if that's going to come to play.
So do we know, is this going to be their teammate going forward, or will we continue to see a different teammate in every...
That would be interesting tactic of just like a revolving door of people. I don't think that's the healthiest way to go about life, but I definitely think that this player is here to stay. So we're going to see him, see if he fits into the Forgotten Rotten culture and kind of work through it. But I actually had a chance to talk to him and Justin Pinnock before this matchup.
Yes, thank you, Booth, aka me and Kelsey. So I'm here with Forgotten Rotten, and as you can see, we have a new face. Pinnock, introduce your new teammate.
Matt, former baseball player. Yes, I used to play baseball through high school, so gonna enjoy and can't wait to play with Rotten.
So Forgotten Rotten has actually won some banners up there. So you're playing for a really well-known franchise. How does that pressure feel coming into a game that you've literally never played in your entire life?
Feel great. I feel like the expectations are pretty high, so I'm going to show out for my team, and hopefully we can win another banner. So,
I love that. Now, Pinnock, you were here yesterday. You played. What's the strategy going into today's match, and how are you guys going to pull out a victory?
Yeah, really, I think one of the lines that I said, like, heading into yesterday was kind of just, like, keep moving the line. And going out there, throwing 6 good pitches in the first over, kind of setting that tone. It's what we did yesterday, and honestly, like, the strategy is the same today. Keep that line moving. If they get some 4s, if they get some 6s, great, but keep that pressure on them. You know, we're going to keep the line moving. We're going to get some outs. We're going to force some 1s, and then we're going to get up to the plate where we have, like, 2 professional hitters, that's going to carry us to victory.
I love that. Well, best of luck out there. Kels, throwing it to you.
Thank you so much, Paxton. Down here now, of course, Hookline Sinkers. We got BBD. We got Jolly Olive. Reeling them in already. Okay, yesterday's game, you guys came out victorious, but there was a controversial call. That the blood got boiling, tensions got high. We see the culprit of the controversial call right here. Ended up coming through really big. But, Jolly, how do you think that affected the game for you guys yesterday? Would you still have won without the call going in your favor because you got a redo?
I fully believe we still would have won because of how hot we came out in the second inning hitting. Like, we were on a crazy pace. Like, if we got 3 full overs there, I think the number we put up would have been very crooked. But also, I commend Drew because that's a tough thing to do. It's a tough thing to ask for in the middle of the game. When you kind of have an ambiguous rule, it's kind of up to the player to speak up and enforce it. And it was something we all kind of saw, and Drew, took it upon himself and then went on to have a really good inning. So we have no regrets, but I think we would have been fine without it.
It's a commissioner-like answer right there from Jolly Olive. And BBD, do you love Justin Pinnock?
I love Justin Pinnock with all my heart.
With all your heart?
Yes.
How nice has it been to see him come through the way that he did for Forgotten Rotten yesterday, but now you have to play against him, so can it be too nice?
I mean, it was incredible to see what he put together in their game yesterday. First time appearing in a franchise series, right? So I'm incredibly proud of him. I've seen that guy put in the work at this warehouse. And, is it unfortunate that we have to face him today for a number 1 seed? Sure, but neither of us have to go home in this game. And, even when you face your brothers in front yard basketball or something, like, I still want to beat him.
Yeah.
Go Giants.
Yeah. Jolly, what is y'all's strategy today to get a win versus Trevor Plouffe, Justin Pinnock, Forgotten Rotten?
Showcase all our weapons. I think we tucked away BBD until the second inning yesterday. I think we used him the full game today because he looked great. We had a full game to watch them play, which I think really worked to our advantage. We know their strengths and their weaknesses. It also revolves around Jay and how he pitches because it was clear he was our best bowler yesterday. And if all those things click, there's no reason why we shouldn't win.
Alrighty, you heard it from Jolly Olive. He said there's no reason they shouldn't win. You guys, good luck in your matchup fighting for the 1 seed here in our ball and play tournament. We can't wait to watch you play. Good luck. Alrighty, now it's time for our predictions. Again, it's hook, line, sinker versus Forgotten Rotten. Pax, who are you taking in this Game 5 matchup?
Hook, line, sinker, hands down. Hands down. Drew Davis absolutely killed it in first match. Granted, there was that controversy up against Levius, but I liked what I saw from them as a team. I think they're a very complete team. I think defensively and offensively, they just kind of complement each other really well.
I think my gut is telling me hook, line, sinker. It's hard to see Trev going down in this tournament. He has so much warehouse success, BB1, BB2 champion. But it's really difficult for Forgotten Rotten to have to deal with a different teammate. They haven't been able to mold and gel as a team. Hook, line, sinker with Drew Davis. You have Jolly Olive, who we know has the strategy. I already told you guys about Jazz Coran. It's going to be a really good matchup, but I do think that I will also take hook, line, sinker. Woo! So both of us taking hook, line, sinker in Game 5 of this tournament. You guys, we can't wait to see you at 6 p.m. for the Game 5 premiere on John Boy Media Warehouse. We'll see you then. Thanks for